And I am raw to the bone. Happy Monday, y'all. I'm so fucking tired. But come on in, come on in. Let me start y'all out with the positive vibes of the day because you know what I say. It's gonna be a what, even when you feel it isn't.
Step one, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Hey,
wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Ha. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do.
The aftermath of preparation.
Hey,
Good food, good mood, blood in
good morning,
circulation.
Hillbilly.
One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it.
Set a goal.
You control.
Hey,
the steps you
Mika.
take 'em. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration.
And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day and call it replication. Hey, good morning,
Today's gonna be a
Sam.
good day.
Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.
Good morning,
Today's gonna be a
Shirley.
good day.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Life ain't easy, yo. I think there's a reason, though.
Hey,
Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm right,
other times I'm barely breathing, y'all.
But you always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison they ride.
Hey,
And
Angel.
full of flaws, so she come with flowers.
What?
They'll never stop unless I can swap.
All the bad for the good.
in my
Good
head,
morning,
I'm
Valerie.
lost.
Hey, what?
So I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive vibes are overtaken. I got patience, one day at a time.
That's how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself the foundation.
Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation.
I live my life in
My
my
head like a narration.
Don't expect greatness through my best, man. I'll take it.
Wake
Hey,
up. Today's gonna be a good day.
wake up. Good morning,
Today's gonna
go.
be a good day.
Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day.
What?
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Hey, good morning, good morning. Some of y'all are so damn fancy. Hillbilly is floating on the fucking river today. I'm hating, but enjoy yourself, Hillbilly. Ghost was out on the fucking boat fishing on Saturday. I want to do that shit so bad. Like, I don't want to put the worm and shit on the thing, but I want to hold my stick. Yeah, I want to get a fish. I do. I love it. And Valerie, think you so fancy. You got packages coming all week. Hey, how many fucking days? I gotta tell y'all about the trip. I know the ones who decided not to go. Don't get mad. Ouch. You know, this weave here is scratching my back. It's human. It better stop that shit. The fuck? Wait a minute. I know some of y'all that decided not to go on the trip are sick of me in this trip. But listen, y'all gonna have to deal with it a little bit longer, all right? Because how many days we have left? 18, 19? Damn it. 16 days. Oh my fucking God. I better get my shit together. 16 days, y'all. I ain't ready, but I'm ready. Angel, you a fishing too? Oh, you don't use worms. Okay, good, because I can't deal. I can't the fuck deal. 16 days before the trip. And guess what, y'all? I got something to tell y'all. More people are coming. Yes, for the coffee Coffee with Friends summer soiree. Last minute people onboarded. So listen, my numbers are getting bigger and bigger, y'all. I mean, don't fucking talk about me. It's 2 more people, but still that's a lot of people. Fuck that. We got 2 more people that onboarded on the trip. Guess what? Sai Abdullah. Yes, our resident Coffee with Friends member, Sai Abdullah. Where her at? Where her funky ass at this morning? Okay? Okay, Ghost. Okay, Ghost, I understand. Thank you. Listen. Sai Abdullah, where is your funky ass? She has onboarded onto the trip. We have another Cynthia. She doesn't join the show, but I hang out with Cynthia. We were just at the Ruben Studdard concert. All right. Cynthia was torn. They called me after the Ruben Studdard concert the next day or some shit. I don't remember because my weeks are blurred at this point. And she was like, I want to go on a trip. I was like, girl, come on. She was like, but I just left Mexico not too long ago. I said, what the fuck that got to do with me and Coffee with Friends? And so I got a text yesterday that Cynthia is booked. All right. And so, we still got more women than men. Poor Jerry and Dalton. Poor Jerry and motherfucking Dalton. Hey, Jay Williams, good morning. Poor Jerry and Dalton. And so I just want to say that the trip at the last minute has expanded, all right? And so we got a nice little list of people going on our first trip. So what is it now? We have Angel. We have Aquanda. We have Valerie. We have Maria. We have Cynthia. We have Sai. We have myself. That's 8 women. We have Jerry. We have Dalton and 2 men. That's 9 people so far. Listen, you never freaking know. The owner of the barbershop that sells my beard butters. Oh, they sell my body butters out of there too, but exclusively they sell my beard butters. I don't sell my beard butters to anybody else but them, and then they sell it out the shop. He almost onboarded for the trip at the last minute. Good morning, Deb. He almost onboarded at the trip for the last minute, but he has a wedding party to cut for during that weekend. So he couldn't come. But listen, at the last minute, people started looking at the advertisements. They started getting excited and they want to onboard on the trip at the last minute. If you got the money, y'all, come on. Don't be afraid. You too can still come to Cancun. You too can still come. All right. I love it. All right. I would have had a couple of more people, but those other people are traveling at the same time. And so I'm excited to see how this grows over our next course of trips. All right. Healing together, meeting like-minded people, and having deep conversations in person. Right? I love it. And so I'm excited about the trip, y'all. As it keeps expanding, y'all are making my gift bags very difficult because I already have my gift bags set up, like what I was going to put in my gift bags and shit like that. But then more people are onboarding. And so listen, y'all going to have patience with me. All right. Second update, Deb, I mailed out your body butter. Okay. The other orders I have, they don't come on my show. But Deb, let me know when you get the body butter how you like it. Because, listen, you see my skin this morning? Y'all see this? Let me move this cup. Let me move it. Y'all see this? You see this? You see all of this? Listen, essentially raw body butter. Don't play with me, all right? Don't play with me. I had some orders that I had to get out. And I got so much shit accomplished this weekend, you guys, that I feel like I'm getting my life back. You know, I feel like there was a period of time I was like in this little rut People can't tell because I'm one of those people that manage through, I have very good coping mechanisms. You know, people don't know what I be going through, but I know what I be going through. And I want to say, y'all motherfuckers have pulled me out of a lot of stuff for real. And my life is, each day is more joyful. I feel it. I see it, y'all. Like I'm really beginning to appreciate my life a lot more than I did before. This healing journey is a lot of fucking work. It takes a lot of time. But you have to pause in your moments and and smile when you see that you've made some progress in your life, even when it's little progress. So I'm just saying. I went to Coney Island yesterday. I did yesterday. I went to Coney Island yesterday. How long have I been saying I want to go to Coney Island? I want to go to Coney Island, but I don't go, one, because a lot of my friends don't like the beach. And I'm not going to Coney Island to get in the water, but just the beach environment, the boardwalk environment, the energy, or whatever the case would be. They had live music out there. It was just a really good time, right? And I went, y'all. I went yesterday. I got in my car. I talked myself into driving. I was like, no, I'm going to take the train. And I was like, what? Take the train? It's going to take me longer to get there by train than I am hanging on the beach. So no, I'm going to drive. I drove. I had a great time. I got my clams. I got my Nathan's hot dog. That motherfucker cost me $7 for the fucking frank. All right. I sat on the sand for 2 hours. Okay, just enjoying the people in the sun. All right. And I came home. I felt so good. Right? Stop saying you want to do stuff and not doing it. That's what I'm telling myself. The stuff that I want to do, I'm going to try my best to do them. And I'm loving every bit of it. Good morning, Theo. Good morning, Johnny. Good morning. So good morning. Happy Monday, y'all. Anybody else do anything exciting they want to share over the weekend? Angel went fishing. Ghost went fishing. Um, Hillbilly's going to be floating down the lake this weekend. Valerie got packages coming this week. We got a lot of things going on. Anybody else want to share what they did this weekend as we are gathering? And before I get into the positive read of the day, because it's July 24th. July is the month of understanding. Okay? I haven't been very understanding of a lot of stuff, but the one thing that I know that I am learning to do is accept my position in people's lives and, move accordingly. I'm learning that. And, things that used to bother me before in the past, like wondering why people didn't move how I needed them to move, I don't need that anymore. Right? I'm going to move according to how you move. That's my new shit. And giving zero fucks about it. July 24th, the month of understanding. I will gain more understanding when I realize when I expect to experience pain, I experience things painfully. What? I will gain more understanding when I realize when I expect to experience pain, I experience things painfully. Let's see what this is talking about. Change doesn't have to be hard, and healing doesn't have to hurt. Often because we expect the situation to be challenging, stressful, or painful, we brace ourselves for the worst. The truth is we are equipped to go through anything. How we get through it is the result of what we tell ourselves about going through it. When a change is about to happen or when some healing is about to occur in your life, you remember others, the many others who have been where you are going. You remember their pain, their tears, the hard times they had. You remember being there for them and being afraid for them. Now here you stand on the verge of a breakup, a breakdown, or some other form of a healing or growth experience. And all you can remember is the pain. Stop the imagination train. It doesn't have to be that way. The question is, are you willing to allow it to be the other way? Whether you are acknowledging something you have denied, accepting something you have resisted, confronting something you have avoided, or healing something that once hurt you, it doesn't have to be hard. The only thing that will make the experience more painful, more difficult than it needs to be are the things you tell yourself about going through the experience. Surely by now, you know that everything happens for a reason. Knowing that, you must be aware that there is something better awaiting you on the other side of this. If you would stop telling yourself scary stories, stop imagining that monsters lie ahead, the fear, the guilt, shame would go away. Until today, you may have resisted the inevitable by bracing yourself against the pain. Just for today, stop imagining the worst. Give yourself permission to weather the storm of an emotional experience without telling yourself how bad or how hard or painful it is going to be. Today, I am devoted to moving through all experiences without the expectation of pain. Wow. You know, this takes me to the video that, one second, y'all, because, this took me to a video that was shared with me by MJ. Let me see. Anyway, I posted it on my Facebook page, y'all. But today's read talked about stop imagining the worst, right? Stop imagining and building up our own fears, right? Embrace what we are currently dealing with. Remain in present times. There's a video that MJ Got Game tagged me in over the weekend, and it's J. Cole speaking, and I reposted it on my Facebook page. It's a good listen. Take a listen to it, right? I actually wrote down some notes about some of the things that he said, and it's so ironic because it goes in line with what today's positive read is, where it says, I will gain more understanding when I realize when I expect to experience pain, I experience things painfully, right? And it talks about how we get through it is a result of what we tell ourselves about how we are going to get through it, right? And one of the things J. Cole talked about when he was talking about meditation and being in front of his thoughts, and I thought that this was a good thing to share with everyone, right? He said, focus on the present, similar to what's being said here in positive thought. Focus on the present. You ever sit down in your thoughts and you start thinking of everything that's going on, all the bad stuff that's going to happen from the stuff that's going on in your life, right? And your mind gets so busy focusing on all the things that's going on. And so it triggers your anxiety. You start having these fears. You start worrying. J. Cole said, whenever your mind gets like that, acknowledge, this is a part of meditation, acknowledge the thought. Sit in the thought and then bring yourself back to present moment. He said for him, it would be something as simple as bring myself back to the fan. The fan is spinning, the noise from the fan. Bring my present thought back to something that's happening in present time. Okay? And I was like, wow, right? He said, don't sit in the negative thinking. Bring yourself back to the thought, right? He also said, don't be a slave of your thoughts, because a lot of times we are a slave of what's going on in our mind, right? In our lives, adjust to what's going on in our mind instead of us controlling what's going through our mind by remaining in the present. He also mentioned that for him, 98%, and it's probably true for a lot of us, right? 98% of his thoughts are not even his own thoughts. I thought this shit was deep. Because think about it. He said social media. A lot of time your thoughts are not even your thoughts. It's shit you saw on Facebook, on Twitter, on IG, shit you saw on the news, something your mother or your father has told you, right? Things, ideas you hear from other people. 98% of his thoughts are not even his own. Example, some of the things that he is afraid of, some of the things that he fears were instilled in him. How much of your thoughts are truly your thoughts, or how much of your thoughts are really triggered by external, right? Being able to have the ability to bring yourself back to the present. Wow, that's deep. How do you know which thoughts are yours? That's a great question. How do you know which thoughts are truly yours? And which thoughts are from external environments? It's something to think about, y'all, right? Let's not allow fear to stop us from living life, from progressing. Healing doesn't have to hurt. Change doesn't have to be hard, right? That's what it says. All right. And so I wanted to share that with y'all. And if you're interested in listening to that video, it was a good listen for me. I appreciated MJ Got Game tagging me in that. I love when you guys tag me and shit like that, because life be life, and these motivational thoughts and hearing how other people deal with the busyness of their mind, it lends to some learned lessons. And so I appreciate that. But good morning, y'all. All right, I'm gonna put the guest link up in case anybody want to come on. I want to talk about first I'm gonna start out talking about two shows, right? That one I watched, the other one I had not watched yet, right? But before I do that, Johnny said wifey took out for brunch, then later that night went to see D.L. Hughley for my birthday. Yes, Johnny, so you had a wonderful birthday. Look at wifey coming through. Love it. Cheryl Lee said went to summer in the park. I saw that to see Mama Moon and the Rump Shakers, a 6-piece blues fusion group based out of Washington, D.C. They are awesome. My favorite performance was called Walk the Dog. I saw that, Cheryl Lee. Thanks for sharing the video. I saw that. I said, look at Cheryl Lee out there living her best life. I love it. All right. Anybody else want to share? Survival of the Thickest. Who finished watching it? Who finished watching it? Out, y'all. Who finished watching Survival of the Fittest? I mean, Survival of the Thickest. Survival of the Fittest. Survival of the Thickest. I love that show. All right. I don't know if it's going to be a second season because it ended with closure. You finished watching it, Angel? Do you think they're going to make a second season, or do you think that we got enough closure from the first season? What are your thoughts? I know, Theo. I almost binge watched it, but I kept dragging it out because it was so fucking good. I just love Mavis. And Tasha Smith did the fucking thing. But let me tell y'all something. I'm going to tell y'all something. I stared at Tasha Smith's face for about 4 episodes, and I was like, why is Tasha Smith's face look different to me? Googled it. Had to Google it because I couldn't figure out what the fuck was different with Tasha Smith's face. Maybe that's why I was calling her Tasha Swan. But I was like, She did something to her face. She don't look the same from all the other movies. And so I Googled it, of course, and it says that she had a facelift and some other stuff done. And so I was like, oh, because I'm like, she looked a little different to me. So now I understand why. She had a facelift and some other work done on her face. And so if she looked different to y'all, now y'all know why. All right. So Angel said, Angel, you almost cried. I cried twice. I fucking cried twice. But let me tell you something. Listen, I need y'all to watch that show because there's so many fucking topics from that show. Khalil had a story. Mavis had a story. Tasha had a story. Okay? They all three of them, hey, Sai. Okay, Sai finished it. All three of them had separate shit going on. And y'all are right. It was similar to Insecure, which made me go back and watch Insecure because I never watched season 5. And so now I'm in the middle of watching season 5 of Insecure because Survival of the Thickest made me miss Insecure, because Insecure is one of those other shows that comes up with a lot of topics. All right. And so if you have not watched Survival of the Thickest, watch it. Okay. Watch it. Angel said Khalil could get it. He can. Khalil is nice looking. He a little too thin for me though. For a man. Like, but he's tall. So that might be okay. Right? I'm just saying. Right, Theo? It is definitely similar to Insecure, right? You know, Mavis, I love her. She's a character. I love it. You know, I love these characters. It was definitely similar to Insecure. I love the writer. All right. Who got a chance to watch Clone Tyrone? Who watched that? I didn't get to watch it yet. Yeah, it is. Angel, I'm not disagreeing. I absolutely, and you said what about him on them fucking roller skates? What about that, Angel? What about them fucking roller skates? Who watched Clone Tyrone or whatever that's called? I ain't watch it yet. Who watched it? Now, I saw a bunch of mixed reviews. I saw some people say it was good. I saw some people say they need their fucking time back. Anybody watched it? And while we're on that topic, okay, you didn't watch any TV this weekend, Theo. Okay. And while we're on the topic of who cloned Tyrone or clone Tyrone, good morning, Brandilla. Can we talk about Jamie Foxx releasing a video of himself? So can people stop saying that Jamie Foxx was cloned? Yes, he a little bit light-skinned, right? Yes, he's a little bit light-skinned, but that's what happens when you are in the hospital and not getting any vitamin D for a period of time. When I was in the hospital, when they fucked up and disconnected my kidney, and I was in the hospital only for a week, my skin was fucking gray. The medication that they pumping into you and all of that shit, you don't come out your same color. So people are out here saying, oh my God, Jamie Foxx's head look a little slim and he's a little bit light-skinned. Well, you try being in the fucking hospital for as long as he is going to be in there. Yeah, your head going to be kind of skinny too, and you going to be kind of light-skinned too. You don't know that vitamin D that you get even when the clouds are out, how it adds to your skin tone. Okay? I heard that too, Angel. I heard that too. I heard the movie had hidden gems. I heard there was some topics of discussions in there. I don't know for sure, Cheryl Lee. I didn't watch it yet. Angel, did they talk about AI in there? I would imagine yes. Cloning. I don't know how much AI was there, but probably. All right. So I got to take a peek at at Clone Tyrone. One last thing before we get into the world today, the current events. I'm making it about a current event today because there's two things I want to talk about. The Barbie craze. Who the fuck? Brandilla. Brandilla is one person on here that did the Barbie craze. She went to see the Barbie movie. So, Brandilla, when you went to see the Barbie movie, did you dress up like a Barbie doll? Who else on here is into this Barbie craze shit? I'm sick of this shit. I want this Barbie craze to stop right now. Wow, Hillbilly, I feel fucking special. Can you, damn it. I want to float down the river though. Social programming. Yes, that part. It's more social programming. Thank you, Angel. That's the perfect world. Who was up for the shits with the Barbie craze? I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I did see that there was a movie coming out, but these people got crazy with it. People are dressing up. I mean, I can't be mad. I guess they did that with Avatar. They did it with Wakanda. They did it with The Little Mermaid. Why wouldn't they do it for Barbie, right? But I heard that movie was corny as fuck. So, Brandy, please speak up for yourself and help us understand. Was Barbie movie good? Because it looked fucking stupid. But that's just me. Right, Cena. That's where I'm at. I'm like, bye, Barbie. Like, what is going on? When did Barbie become so big again that they wanted to make a fucking movie about her and Ken? Like, I don't know. It's like it looked like it was gonna be like a 90210, but like about dolls. I'm not sure. Brandy is not speaking up for herself because, Brandy said the movie was good. It was cheesy and campy, but it had a great message. What was the message, Brandilla? Barbie is a symbol of eugenics. F Barbie. Your skin is a direct depiction of your environment. Thank you, Jay. Can you please tell these motherfuckers if you in a hospital for a couple of months, you think you gonna come out looking the same complexion? The fuck is wrong with people? Well, it ain't gonna be Cena. It ain't gonna be bigger than the Little Mermaid. What the fuck was that? Thank you, Theo. Thank you, Brandilla. Come the fuck on, because I need to know. Because I'm trying to give all these cartoons a break, right? Because I don't want nobody to be like, oh, now you coming for Barbie, but when the Little Mermaid was out, you and your mama was front and center. Yes, we the fuck were, because she was black, and I wanted to support my sister. But I need to know what the message behind Barbie is. I'm not gonna go see it. I might watch it if it come on cable. Come on here, Brandilla, and tell us about what's going on with the Barbie. While Brandilla is coming on, there's a couple of things I want to throw out here to get y'all starting to think about. Biden. Oh, here come Brandilla. Let's hear what she got to say first before we get into the topic. Good morning, Brandilla.
Good morning. Excuse my look, y'all. I
It's
just had to.
morning time. Let's
Yeah.
go.
So the movie was not like what you would think it would be in any way, shape, or form. So you saw the girl that they had that was Barbie and everything. So every girl on there is Barbie, and you saw they had Issa Rae was a Barbie.
Oh,
Issa was on there. She was the president.
I didn't know Issa was there.
Issa was on there. My girl was the president. They had a plus size Barbie, a trans Barbie, or any kind of Barbie you could think of, and all of
Okay.
them. Hey Barbie, hey Barbie. Everybody is Barbie, but it was a different type. But the girl that's the star or whatever, she is stereotypical Barbie.
Okay, got it.
And
She's the original Barbie cookie cutter.
yes,
All right.
yes, and she references herself that way, and she's like, "I'm the one that you think of when they say Barbie and all of that." And she comes to a point in the movie where she's having other thoughts, like she's just the one that's prim and proper, and hey Ken, and like just that girl next door or whatever. But she's starting to have like thoughts about what it would be like if I die, whatever. Like she looks down one day, she's got a piece of cellulite on her thigh and all of this, and she's trying to figure out like why is she changing and like what's the problem. And it's so funny, like she has to go to weird Barbie, and it made me die laughing because
Wait,
and
she went to where?
Weird Barbie. Weird. She was called Weird Barbie, and they explained what Weird Barbie was, and it was they was like she was a Barbie that a little girl played with too hard, and it made me die laughing because I had a whole bunch of Weird Barbies when I was a kid. Like her hair was messed up, she had like crayons all over her. Her leg was like stuck up. Like it was hilarious. Like
They
if
said
you was
those
a
are
girl
Barbies
that
that the kids play with too hard. I'm fucking dead.
it was hilarious. Like when they show her like little backstory or whatever, they showed the little girl was just messing her all up, drawing on her, cutting her hair off and everything. I said, boy, if I didn't have me a whole bunch of weird Barbies, the thing that was crazy, like when I was a kid, they was crackheads when I was little. Like when I used to play with Barbies, if like, cause I used to try to do their hair like salt and pepper when I was little. Like I was
Okay.
trying to give them the asymmetrical cut, but if I couldn't get it right, like one of them, her hair kept going up and up, and then like she was like bald headed, but you know how they got like the hair.
Yep, that
So
line.
she became out when I tell you I died. Like if you were in a woman from I say 60 on down or whatever, I think Barbies came out in the 50s or
Yeah.
whatever. If
Yep.
you played with Barbie dolls, it was something else. Me and Bree went, you know, as a mother and daughter. Like I had my generation of Barbie, she had her generation of
I
Barbie.
love that.
It wasn't
I
nothing
saw you
like
said, I said, look at Brandy the fuck in the movie looking at Barbie.
baby, when I tell you I had every Barbie doll in the world, like my Barbie doll plan was on another level. Like I had, and I mean, I only got black, but only time I ever had white Barbies was when like Barbie and the Rockers came out, or it was like a certain thing they had, and it was a white one. But I always had black Barbies or whatever.
Mhm.
But so the movie is not about like white supremacy or whatever. It's basically the exact opposite. So it's like
Okay.
she goes to wear Barbie and she's like, you got to go find the little girl that's playing with you because it's like they in Barbie land, but it's a real world too.
Right,
So
right.
where Barbie is like, you have to go find the girl that's playing with you and figure out like what's going on in her mind, like why is she having these thoughts of death and this and that. Like it was, she had cellulite, her feet went flat, like it was just things becoming imperfect about her. And
Mhm.
so she's going and looking for the little girl, but ultimately they end up finding out that it's her mother that's playing with her. Like they was doing like some cleaning of the house and she was just like messing with the Barbie. So the mother is like thinking about her cellulite, she's not good enough, whatever. And it's America Ferrera, the
So it's
Hispanic.
affecting the doll.
Huh? Yeah, yeah. So they
So
saying sometimes if like a person is feeling real deeply, it can go into the doll. And like where Barbie is basically saying you have to go like address whatever the girl is feeling in order to get those thoughts out your mind or whatever. But it was her mother, you know, the girl America Ferrera.
mhm,
You know, she plays in a lot of stuff.
mhm,
She's the mother that's playing with the doll, so it's her feelings and stuff that's going into the whole thing.
mm.
And it's just all about,
So that's deep.
it's
Okay.
deep. Oh no, it was some messages in there. Like I seen people saying it's not for children. Like I'm sure that went way over a lot of kids' heads, but it's all about, you know, that image that they're putting out there is not perfect. And it also addresses like how women don't have or I guess like women's rights issues or whatever. Because like
Oh,
basically, yeah, so basically in Barbie land, Barbies rule everything. The Barbies are the Supreme Court, everything. You know, like remember how you had lawyer
yeah.
Barbie, Dr. Barbie, whatever. So in Barbie land, the Barbies are like how men rule our world. The women rule their world. So Kens are just secondary, and they make so many like references in the movie. Like, well, what about Ken? Like Ken, he doesn't matter. He's second. Here, you know, like men have no agency, no.
Oh, she must have got a phone call. Wait a minute, y'all. This Barbie movie got some deep content in it. Wait a minute. I might have to watch this shit when it come on cable because I wow. I didn't know it was that deep. Did y'all know that the Barbie movie was that deep? Like they had like a rainbow coalition of Barbies and they touched base on these deep issues. I love that.
Oh, it was everything. So Ken wanted to go follow her to the real world, and then she's sitting there like trying to think, like they trying to think of how they can figure out how to find the girl, and he can't think, like he's just stupid. He can't do that. So she's sitting there, she's like, "Let me think," and she's sitting there thinking, and he's going off and like walking, and he's looking and seeing our world, the real world, how it's the exact opposite. Like he's looking at businessmen and men playing sports and all this machismo and all this. And he's like, "Oh,
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
like
his
this." Yeah, he like, oh my goodness, like men have, you know, thoughts and they can do things and they can be in power. So he goes and leaves Barbie and goes and takes all of that back to Barbie land and then changes everything there. So while she's gone, the whole thing changes and all this, and then basically her in America Forever and her daughter go back, and they all like, try to go back and figure out like how they can change everything. And so all the dolls have to kind of like band together to change it back, to the way it was, where women were empowered and everything. It was such a deep message. Like,
Wow,
America,
you gonna make me watch this
you
shit.
better watch it. It is not what
I'm
you
like, wait
think.
a minute.
America,
I
she
didn't
says
expect
this
that.
speech. Yeah, she says this speech in the movie that hit home so bad. Like, and this was the
She got another phone call. Y'all right, Deb? It's starting to sound interesting. Oh shit, Cena. So, they got some fucking messages in Barbie. Let me the fuck find out. I wonder who wrote the shit. All right, I'm gonna have to rethink seeing Barbie, but I'm gonna wait till it come on cable. Well, not necessarily cable, but I'm gonna wait until it come on a streaming service because I got basic cable. Don't judge me. I don't give a fuck. But all right, so Barbie, I might have to add Barbie to the list because you know we might have some topics in there: women empowerment. The things women go through, the cellulite, the getting older. There's some messages in there, y'all. Right? The diversity, the diverse environment of Barbies. Right, Cena. Me too. Me too. Well, since the pandemic, I don't go to the movies. I went to the movies to see. It got to be something real fucking good in the movies. Wakanda and I went to see Insidious or some shit or Annabelle, one of them fucking newest, whatever. But I don't really go to the movies that much.
I'm sorry about
Hey,
that, right? Every time
hey,
I get a
Brandy,
phone call, it keep
that's
messing it up.
fine. Brandy, 2 seconds, pause. Robert J. I don't know how to get in touch with you, but I want to thank you because you know why. Okay. You have been so consistent. I want to say thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know how to say thank you when we're not on here. So I'll be waiting for you to get on here to thank you. Robert is consistent. Every now and again, I hear the little bell and he contributes to the show monetarily and just thanks me for a good topic. And I appreciate that. I just want to say thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. All right. So go ahead, Brandy.
Yeah, no. So I was just saying that America Ferrera, she kind of like explains what it's like to be a woman. She's like, well, you're responsible for everything, but all the problems are your fault. You got to have children. If you don't have children, like she just basically summarizes in this speech like what it's like to be a woman. Like, everything is your fault, but you have no agency, this, that, and third. Like, I can't give the speech, but I hope they do like a clip or something of that speech because she basically summarized what it's like to be a woman, and it's not even, she's not a white woman.
Mhm.
It's like she just summarized womanhood so well, like the ups and downs of being a young girl, a woman, what we go through, our struggles. And it's like when she said that speech to stereotypical Barbie, or no, the first girl, and she's a light-skinned black girl that's on some movie. I don't know what she's on, but I recognize her from something. But that Barbie that
We're
she
not
is,
talking about Amber Rose.
no, 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 no.
No, she isn't in it. Okay.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna figure out what she was on. Because she's been on a few things. She's not overly like well known, but I have seen her on a couple of things.
Okay.
But that Barbie, when she gives the speech to her, she snaps out of it because they all become like bimbos, or like just pandering, to men or whatever. Like they, and so she gives her that speech and she snaps out, and then they figure out they need to get that speech to everybody. And so they just start going around to all the Barbies, and like it's like they got this whole like program of how they kidnap them and everything and get the speech to them, and then they all wake up and all of that. And so it was a
Okay.
powerful message.
I'm
I
so
when
glad
I tell you
I
I
asked
enjoyed it.
you. I'm so glad you jumped on because me too, Cena. I'm tired of the Barbie reels though. But if the message is there, I can't be
It's there.
mad.
It's there. It's definitely shattering anything you would think is telling. And I love that they got Issa as the president and
I
everything.
didn't
But
even know she was in it.
yes, she is in. It's all kind of black Barbies. Like I said, they got a trans Barbie, a plus size Barbie, all of that. And then they go on. Remember Rhea Perlman? Was in it Carla on Cheers?
Yes.
She is the creator of Barbie, and she explains why she made Barbie and everything. She was like telling her like you don't know who she is at first and all to the end of the movie, but she's like explaining that Barbie was named after her daughter Barbara, and she said she wanted to change um dolls. Like back then, all you had was baby dolls. She said that she wanted girls to have something besides just being a mother. Like, so that's why they started coming out with, office work above. I guess back then it was started off a little slower because women really didn't have any jobs or whatever, like too much back
Right.
then. So, it started out as Dr. Barbie, this and that. But she said, I wanted to show girls that they could be something more than just a mother or whatever, start showing
I
them in
love
different professions. I wanted to teach girls to dream. And then it just expanded and all that. So Barbie ultimately never goes back to like being how she was. Like she goes out and takes a different path and all that. So, I think different people could see it and maybe gain like different um meanings out of it. But it's just like saying, the cookie cutter stereotype image is not what's for us. Go find what makes you happy, go
it.
find your purpose, embrace your beauty. Like she's on the bus stop, she sees this old elderly woman and she's like, "You're beautiful." And the old lady was like, "I know." I said,
That's
"Oh,
right.
they preaching on this movie."
Okay. Well, I'm glad you jumped on here because when it come on Netflix or Paramount or Peacock, I'm on it.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Let's yeah, like maybe you had a boy, so like I don't know if it was the same. Like, I know you were a girl too though. But like as a mother-daughter experience, it was so good. Like, but I had my generation, she had hers. At
Mm,
the end, when they roll the credits, they show all the like Barbies from,
yeah.
the beginning all the way to different ones, and it's like whatever age group you might be in. Like I remember I had Night and Day Barbie in the 80s or whatever. Like they had the 80s Barbies and all that. Then
You
Bree was
know,
like saying,
I
hmm.
guess I guess because I never had well, I had some Barbies, but I wasn't really into Barbies like that. So I guess when I saw the Barbie movie, I was like, what the fuck are they gonna talk about on this Barbie movie? I'm just thinking it's about fucking Barbie land being,
Yeah, it's not.
idiotic Barbies or whatever. But
Yeah,
I didn't really have the experience of loving Barbies, or loving dolls, period. Like I played with dolls for a period of time, but then I was more of a board game type little girl. Me and my mother always
hmm,
played board games. To this day, we play cards. So that must be a really beautiful experience to have mother daughter if you both grew up with that Barbie,
yeah, yeah.
Barbie experience.
I
So
mean, it was a good way for me and her to connect because it just shows you. I don't know. It's a way to bond with your daughter if you had that type of experience. Because I'm seeing mine, I'm like, oh, I remember her. I remember her. Like stuff I haven't thought of in 1,000 years. And then her saying her, but she's like, Mom, remember I had the Barbie with the video camera, whatever. So it was a great mother daughter experience. But I mean, it was women of all ages and colors in there that was just dressed up, little girls, women. They had the pink on. It was a girl moment. Like if you grew up that way and you were into
well, what
that.
about the guys? Did the guys show up and show out for Ken?
No, Ken was nobody. Like Ken was
Like,
like irrelevant.
cause
Like it was.
wait, Robert said the Barbie movie was right? Because I guess the men wasn't there.
Yeah, it was a guy when we were leaving. It was a couple leaving there, and
Oh,
I was saying, yeah, we just came from the Barbie movie, and they were like, yeah, we did too. And I said, girl, how you get him to come to this? And she just was like, I don't know. That
so
was the
wait.
only male that I saw. I mean, I didn't see everybody. That's the only male that I saw that was attending Barbie. It was Girl City in there when I went.
Well, look what Johnny asked. Johnny says, so with that said, Brandy, what do y'all think about the beef with Jesse Hilarious and T.S. Madison about trans women being real women and women don't own menstruation?
I'm so lost on that whole trans thing. Like I'm
I'm
sympathetic
about to
towards
offend
them.
somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I understand they think whatever they think, but like when they come get these cramps and this bloating and this emotional stuff, they can come talk to me. Like we do own it. Like I think we have earned the right to own that one. Like I understand they have. I saw this thing that said that there's pads or something that the trans can buy that will put blood spots, or I think you can either put water. I don't know exactly how you make the blood show up, but I've seen that it's these pads that they can purchase to give them more of
Who
an
the
exp-
fuck is simulating a period?
This is what I'm saying. Like there's things that happen naturally with us that it's not up for debate. I was born, I grew up as a girl. When I got a certain age, I started my period, I started getting breasts. At a certain point, I procreated, I carried a life in me, it came through me. Like there's no surgery that you can get to make that happen.
You need a uterus, stupid ass.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you feel like you're a trans woman, you can have that
You need
all
some
day
fucking
long.
ovaries. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell is going on?
Yeah, like that's not, that's to me, in my opinion, it's not up for dispute. Like if you feel, and I don't
Listen,
know if you saw, it's this woman out there that they have a big problem with right now, that her son is trans and he's, choosing to live as a woman, and they're upset with her because she's refusing to call him her daughter, and she's holding his birth certificate up. She said, I gave birth to a boy. She's like, y'all can't tell me nothing else. She said, I gave birth to a boy. And she goes on and they keep like asking her all these questions. She said, look, if he wants to have a female personality, I'll say that. She said, but he is a boy. She said, I have documented proof right here that a boy was born on such and such a day. She like, it's nothing else. And I'm like, she's kind of right. I mean, but you maybe you resonate more with feminine characteristics and lifestyle. Yeah, but I mean, that's just how I feel. And I'm not, I don't have any problem with trans people, but like, don't start telling us that we don't own
see,
menstruation.
right. And Brandy, this is the, see, this is the shit that makes my ass itch, okay? Because I'm trying to say this, but it's gonna fucking offend somebody. I'm gonna need the trans population to sit the fuck down, right? I understand you identify as a woman. Some men become trans women, identify as a woman from a man, whatever the case may be, and I respect that. I will call you whatever pronoun you want to be called. I respect that, right? But you're not going to disrespect women, right? Women that are born women, right? And that naturally have a reproductive system, to tell us that we don't own something that we don't even want to fucking own half of it,
Right?
right?
I'd be happy to give them my
That's
period.
naturally, right? And so this is where I say sometimes these motherfuckers go too far. I'm sorry. Like, I understand that you identify as what you identify as, and I'm going to respect that. But also in your process, do not disrespect women. Like, how the fuck you turn around and say women don't own menstruation? Like, that's not ours. Like, I didn't even know we were fighting for that. Like, nobody, we don't even want the shit.
No, we can't deny it. Like we can't not have it. Like unless we go get a hysterectomy or something, we cannot not have a period. And it's very traumatic, for a lot of women to go through. We
Yes.
have the
You see,
cramps, the
Angel says
hormones,
she's
everything.
bleeding. She's an emotional wreck right now. It's not fun.
Yeah.
So, what is it that we don't own?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have to own mine. We have heavy bleeding, we have all kind of things that we go through that we struggle with. And then if you want to get into the stories, like I saw this woman, I don't know what I was looking at, but this woman was saying how she was traumatized, like kind of like by her period, because her mother never really like was into it. Like she had a hysterectomy at a young age and never really suffered with it bad. So she was like her mother would never even go get her pads or anything, and she would have to put like cloths and all that. And she was like talking about with her daughter, like how she was like overly like sensitive, to her needs or whatever, because she's like nobody was there for me with my cramps to help me through anything. So there are a lot of trauma stories associated with that as well. Like every girl wasn't supported and loved, through that. Some women really had to suffer their life through that. Like there's a lot of different aspects to femininity that unfortunately, from God, from whoever you believe, it's something that we have. It's not up for debate. Like I mean, if a trans person can make that happen, then they can then maybe I can hear them or whatever. But like you feel feminine living as a woman, if you want to present like a woman, if that resonates with you, by all means, I respect everybody's right to live how they want to.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we're not the same. Like just like I'm not gonna say I'm a man, I can't go lay down with somebody and impregnate them or whatever. Like I'm not gonna say, even if I felt like I was a transgender man or I wanted to live as a man, I can't sit there and say I'm the same as him. Like there's no surgery I can get that will allow me to impregnate a woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I haven't really been following it too closely, right? I mean, I'm just trying to understand how the period conversation even came up. Like, how did that become a topic of discussion? I don't even know why this is even a topic of discussion. Like, how did this even start? Does anybody know how this even started with the period and how Jesse Hilarious and T.S. Madison even got into this discussion?
I don't know how that started, but I know that, they have reference like every time, like when people try to point out to trans people, like what makes, because they say there's no, like, I don't know if you saw the thing where they say the trans community is now saying there's no such thing as a natural born female or whatever and all this and whatever. And I
Wait,
think
what's that again? I didn't hear that.
somebody in the trans community said there's no such thing as a natural born female. Like, and it was the guy, I don't know if you saw the thing on the Breakfast Club when they were like, if you were assigned female at birth and you choose to what would they say, assigned female at birth and you identify that way, like that's how they want you to say it. Like, you can't, like, they don't want you to say natural born female or whatever. So I think that in that discussion, somebody was pointing out that, there's certain things naturally that we can do that other, another gender can't do. And I think that's how the whole thing came out about this period. Like, they're pointing out things biologically that a natural born female can do.
Mm-hmm.
And my thoughts on it when I'm watching some of the things are just, they say, well, you can't say that natural born women give birth to babies because all women can't. But I think that that's a natural born woman with maybe a medical issue or something. That doesn't make her any less of a woman because
Right.
she can't, have a child. Like, I think anybody, like, I mean, a person could have diabetes or have, it's like you don't produce insulin. Like, it doesn't make you a human being because your body can't do a function that typical humans can do. That just means maybe you have, some kind of medical issue. But by and large, who are the people that have periods? Who are the people that carry babies and they come from their bodies?
Mm-hmm.
That's my point. Like, but that some trans person said you can't say natural born women do it because all of them can't. I'm like, come on now, like that's an
So,
exception.
so Angel has a great point. Women are being invalidated, right? Now, I am one. I am very open to everything and anything. Okay, but why must I, as a woman, right, not say that I'm a naturally born woman? Why I mean, and this might not be the huge population like some are saying, it's only a small population of people maybe in the LGBTQ community talking about this, right, at this level. But why must I, as a natural born woman, have to adjust my language, right, and say I'm a, what is it, female assigned, and I
A
choose to
assigned
identify
female at birth
assigned
and
female at birth and choose to identify as a female? Why must I say that? Right? Why must I say that? Like, this is why I say people be doing too much. Like, I don't, it's okay for the trans population to want to do certain things. I don't care. It's on them. I'm not offended. Right? But why must I adjust my language about who I am? That's the part that I don't understand. Like, why are you trying to eliminate the fact that I'm naturally born a woman? You don't want us to say that because what? We are. We are. That's where I say they're doing too much. And I'm not worked up. Y'all know I'm excited. I'm excited. But you're right, Angel. This part, Angel said, I'm personally not worked up, but I'm kind of sick of things popping up where womanhood is under attack. This is not just from an LGBTQ perspective. This is from everything. So when women get excited, fellas on here, when women get excited, it's an overall excitement because women are, Zen, why are you leaving? We got to be able to talk about these things. I don't know. We got to be able to talk about these things. Why they can feel how they want to feel, but I feel like it shouldn't change the narrative of how I identify as a natural born woman. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean no disrespect to anybody. Like, I mean, I feel like it's a discussion, but just like they're making, their points, we also have ours, and we don't mean to diminish anyone.
Right. And nobody diminished anyone on here. Nobody said anything disrespectful. I didn't see anything disrespectful on here being said. Right. There's a debate going on, but we should be able to have a healthy debate. Right.
Yeah.
We should. Right. We can't, this is one of them shows that, and I say it all the time, that sometimes there's going to be topics on here that's triggering for some people. And we have to be able to be able to have, healthy debates, right? This is how we learn. Robert J says cisgender, you were born male and identify as male. Johnny said, yeah, I meant no disrespect as well. I just want to have the conversation, not trying to cause a rift. And that's all we're doing. Angel said, as Zen, I would love to have this conversation with you here or offline. I really want to understand if I'm missing something. You know I love you. Yes. We're just
like we don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah, we're just trying to understand. Like, I'm really asking the question, like, why are you trying to have women that are born natural women change their verbiage? Like, why do we need to change our verbiage so that you feel more comfortable, right? Women are out here still trying to fight for their shit. I don't understand. It's just healthy dialogue, y'all. It was a good question, though. But like Deb said, Funky Deneva, he considers himself a spokesperson for the LGBTQ community. And according to him, there are a few people that are trying to speak for all when it's not the case overall. Of course, it's not going to ever be the case overall, but that spokesperson that's standing up, when someone has a topic and you don't agree with it, in this particular case, T.S. Madison, who is major, right? She has a large following, right? And so when T.S. Madison says something like this, people are listening. She has a large following. And Jesse Hilarious has a large following as well. So when a debate like this comes up between the both of them, it catches fire and it becomes healthy debate across many platforms. Okay, Deb said I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I don't think anybody on here was trying to be disrespectful. We're just trying to understand, and we come on here and we talk about all kind of things that are going to affect Black people, white people, the LGBTQ community or whatever. And a lot of times we're trying to understand what's going on. And we have all rights to express how we feel individually without being judged. Right? This is how we're learning from each other. So if somebody else has additional information around a topic that we're talking about and we're not saying something you agree with, just give us your side. Maybe we'll learn something new. I think it was a great question.
Yeah, I think Flame Monroe is another one that's has a similar message to Funky Dineva as well, and she is a trans woman, but she seems to understand, what it means to be a trans woman versus a woman. Like, I don't think that she's like coming from women saying I'm just as much as you. Like, she just is her, she just, understands the modifications or whatever that she made to present, as a female or to live in, how she feels that she is. But I've never heard her say that, there's no natural born woman or anything like that. So, and I think that her and T.S. Madison used to be real cool. And I think because she kind of took that stance, they're not as close.
Right. I mean, you have a right to not agree. I mean, because think about the statement. There's no natural born woman. Who on here agrees with that? There is no natural born woman or man for that matter. Because if there's no natural born woman, there definitely ain't no natural born man. So are we saying we agree with that? Like, we are being assigned by doctors at the hospital, and who's making these assignment decisions when we're born? Like, is the doctor turning around to the parents at this point going, well, you have a baby. Can you decide what it is? I'm asking, right? Because when the babies come out and they see a wing wong, they're like, you got a boy. When they see a vagina, they're like, you got a girl. But then you have the trans community saying, well, not all of them, a population of them, saying that there's no such thing as a natural born woman. How is that possible?
I mean, I think the conversation gets kind of deep because then they say there's gender, there's sexuality, it's two different things, and it can get very very confusing and very detailed. So
But we're talking gender,
yeah, I don't.
right? Because sexuality is different. Your sexuality isn't determined by your gender, right? But gender is, to me, and I could be wrong, what you're naturally born as.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was just sex organs. A penis is a
Yeah,
male, a vagina is a female. I just, in my mind, that's just what it is. Now, whatever you choose to like, because I kind of thought that with the trans child, like, I feel like the message would be, if you are attracted to other boys or whatever, that's fine. You're still a boy. You don't have to become a female in order to be attracted to guys. Unfortunately,
right.
however you feel, you're just what you are. But if you are attracted to the same sex, then that's what it is. I don't know how this thing came in your mind. Like, you
And
know,
you
um,
try to get zen. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, like if I'm homosexual, I'm also a female. I guess it's just people feel different ways, but I felt like with that child, it should have been kind of in that, okay, you may find that you're attracted to males, and we can explore that, but understand you're male, you have male genitalia and organs, like I don't know, like I mean I'm probably not the best person to tell because again I wouldn't want to make my child or a loved one feel anything, low self-esteem or whatever. Like I would try to probably get them the proper counseling or something to try to help them navigate the feelings and understand what they are, and just understanding there's nothing wrong, if you're attracted to the same sex with, that's one thing, because like they say, Caitlyn Jenner says that she's female, but she's still attracted to so then then that it's a whole nother conversation that comes in with that. So, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We're
Right.
not even gonna go down the sexuality path, I guess.
No, because that's, I mean, Robert said, I saw a trans fluid woman on Bigo. They look like women. Still that XYXX thing. I'm cisgender and want a cisgender woman. That means he's a man attracted to women and he wants a woman that's attracted to men. Right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, is that what we're doing now? Calling ourselves cisgender instead of hetero or whatever? Is that the new
Well, I
language?
think heterosexual is referring to your sexuality. I think the
Oh, right. Your
cisgender is
sexuality
yeah.
versus your, yeah, right.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? It can get a little tough. Yeah.
Yeah. Johnny said, I'm here almost every day and I'm a Christian and I listen to everyone's opinion, good, bad, or indifferent. We have to be able to talk about hard topics without getting offended.
I agree.
That's what the show is about. The show is, listen, I tell y'all all the time, I lose motherfuckers all the time because they be like, fuck you. And I'll be like, it's the show, it's topics. I mean, why are you mad at me? Like, this is what the show is about. Like, if we can't come together as a people and have these difficult conversations and learn from each other, then we have to ask ourselves, when we look out in the world and there's so much strife and problems, and we're like, well, damn, why can't people get it together? We can't even get it 15 people together.
Right.
And have a conversation, and learn from each other without getting excited. Like, if we find ourselves getting excited, then we take it a notch down. But we communicate on this show with love. We don't mean to offend anybody.
And certainly when I started, I'm just saying, I understand how they like. I'm not trying to be, disrespectful or try to contradict anything that people want to think. Like, I don't. I'm sensitive, or I'm open to how people feel, or what they choose to believe. I feel like we should all do that for each other.
Yeah. A safe space. That's what this is
Hmm.
supposed to be, right?
Mhm.
Angel, that's a good point, Angel. He might be busy working, so he can't respond appropriately, right? That could be true, right? I just want to make sure he's not offended because that's never our goal on here. Robert said, two, I was wrong. Intersex oriented chromosomes are less than 4 times, less than 1% of chromosomal painting. Sorry, Zen.
Yeah, I
That
think we used to
point
call.
triggered me. Oh, okay, so was it you, Robert, that triggered Zen? Because I was trying to figure out what happened.
Oh, okay. Because if I'm not on here when he rejoins, please tell him, that I didn't
I
mean to
don't think it
offend him
was
with
anything
anything I
you
said.
said. Maybe him
Okay,
and
yeah,
Robert
I'm
were
not
having a
sure.
live
Yeah.
conversation. I might have missed some of the comments. Robert said the thing is our trans community gets assaulted a lot. Much is necessary to improve their human rights, job prospects, etc. That part is true, right? That part is definitely true. And maybe this is their way of trying to, even the playing field, but really and truly, I feel like they need to tread a little bit more lightly because, like Angel said, it's starting to feel like you're invalidating women. Don't invalidate us and the things that we naturally come with, right? I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm gonna jump off, Robin, and go back into the
okay.
comments.
Thank
But
you, Brandy.
thank you, thank you.
Um, I don't know how else to say it, but it's at times it does feel like an invalidation. Yes, Theo, he'll have the conversation when he's ready. I agree. All right. And so thank you for that little short conversation and that tidbit of information. Sorry again if we offended anybody, but some of us are passionate about our feelings the same way the trans community is passionate about their placement in the community and how we see them is the same way that women in this particular instance is asking questions like to say don't invalidate me to prove your point or whatever, right? All right, so I'm moving on. Biden, did y'all hear that Biden has a national monument honoring Emmett Till and Mamie Till-Mobley, his mother, and it's gonna be up for Emmett Till's 82nd birthday. Now y'all know Emmett Till was murdered in 1955. Supposedly he was whistling at a white woman. All right, and so what do you think about this monument being stood up in Mississippi to honor Emmett Till and Mamie Till-Mobley? What do y'all think about that? Right? I heard them talking about it on was it the Breakfast Club this morning or on the radio somewhere this morning, that, this is going to create questions like this monument is going to be there and people are going to start asking questions when they visit a monument. What do people do when they visit museums and stuff? They look at things, they ask questions, and you learn from asking questions, right? And so I'm very happy to see that there's going to be a national monument for both Emmett Till and his mother. His mother played a pivotal role in orchestrating and making sure that Emmett Till's story was never silent. She made sure that the movement was always alive and that there was going to be some retribution for what happened to Emmett Till. All right. And so I think that they both personally do deserve this monument. Also on the radio, someone said, listen, we know Biden messes up sometime. Hopefully he don't put the wrong name on the monument or some shit like that. And they were like, but where the fuck is Kamala in all of this, right? Where's Kamala Harris in all of this shit that's going on? Well, if anybody is looking for Kamala Harris went to Florida to talk about this new shit that Florida is doing in the schools. Now, this is where I say pay attention to the shit that's happening in your state. Now, Ron DeSantis, he acting the fuck up again. He done passed some shit, some policies to be implemented in the Florida school system. Okay. And they're going to be teaching as a part of their social studies program how Black people benefited from slavery. While we out here arguing about the trans community and the heterosexuals and the bis and the fucking what else, right? Mr. DeSantis is in Florida rolling out policies in the Board of Education to teach as part of social studies how Black people benefited from slavery, how it helped Black people develop skills. What the fuck are y'all saying about that shit? What do y'all have to say about that? Okay? Throwing that the fuck out there. Robert said, personally, I think all humans, even trans fluid humans, are being hijacked by nefarious politicians who have their own agendas. That part, Robert, I agree with that. Cena said they bugging, gay or not. They don't want menopause, right, Roar? Damn it. Baby. They don't want the period. They don't want the fucking menopause. They don't want none of the shit that we go through naturally. I promise you they don't. I don't know how to respond to that. Because I don't want none of the shit that men go through naturally. Fuck that. I'm just saying. They would be sorry if they really had the experience. They'd be like, never mind. Deb said, I hate that it took this long, honestly. To say what happened to him was horrendous and is an understatement. I just hate that his mom passed before seeing this. That part, Deb, we got to wait till motherfuckers are dead before we get a monument, before we get recognized, right? Before this story is told out loud and in your face. It is sad that it took this long for us to honor Emmett and his mother, right? But we are here now. Right, Brandilla? We didn't even mention menopause. Right? Men or pause. What does that mean? Men on pause? Because the fuck, sometimes when we going through, look, I pause a lot of motherfuckers. I be like, don't even talk to me. The fuck. Okay? Yes, Robert, look it up. Ron DeSantis is on some bullshit up in Florida. Okay, the benefits of slavery, that's a trigger. Caused an adrenaline rush. Exactly. The fucking benefits of slavery and how slavery taught Black folks some fucking skills. This is what they're going to be. This is what they're putting in the social. And this is for middle school. So you're going to teach our little kids, before you teach them about Black history and you know, at other levels, you go in and teach them about how slavery I'm going to pray for the kids in Florida. You know, because there's people out there going, I would never live in Florida. Move the fuck out of Florida. It ain't easy for people to move. So please stop making that your answer. Move the fuck out of Florida then. I know motherfuckers that live in the Bronx that can't even fucking get up and move to Queens, or can't even fucking get up and move to Staten Island, or can't even get up and move to the apartment next door in their same building. But want to tell motherfuckers, just get up and leave Florida? No. Get up and fucking vote. Get up and go talk to your local officials. People need to stand up. Ron DeSantis is out of control. I mean, he is blatantly doing shit to let Black motherfuckers know, I ain't here for y'all motherfuckers. I'm not. Now I'm going to teach your kids the benefits of slavery. Exactly, Robert. But you see what they're doing, right? They're trying to remove Black history, but they want to inject the piece that they want to inject. Why? What is the overall agenda of teaching our middle school kids about the benefits of slavery? There ain't no fucking benefits in slavery. Who even thinks of some shit like that? How do you even put benefit and slavery in the fucking same sentence? Like, you, man, this is a fucking Monday for you. I'm telling you. Oh, Deb, you are so right. DeSantis is way worse than Trump. That's why I tell motherfuckers, y'all think Trump was bad. There's way worse motherfuckers like Pence. Just because that motherfucker didn't say anything the whole time being vice president, I bet you he worse than Trump. Right? I bet you he worse than Trump. DeSantis is going too fucking far. And you know, this is crazy. Like, Florida is one of them fucking states that'll be the one to trigger off a civil war because somebody need to go over there. You know how somebody went in Nancy Pelosi's house and got her husband? Can somebody, Ron DeSantis, where you live? Angel said Florida was the scene of they clone Tyrone. I'm gonna have to watch that because you saying it got some little hidden gems in there, and like so I'm gonna be watching it with my notebook. Like, okay, this the fuck. Cheryl Lee said he said that it could make white students feel guilty for racial oppression. I read that part and completely was like, bullshit. Because do you feel fucking guilty of the oppression? No, motherfucker, you don't feel guilty of the oppression because you're making it hard for black people to live in peace in Florida. So you don't feel guilty for oppression. So how is teaching somebody about the benefits of slavery going to make white kids feel some kind of way? What about how that's going to make these little black kids feel? Man. Robert J. said, it wasn't too long ago I saw a reference book that implied Black Americans' ancestors were immigrants, not slaves. Okay. I'm just saying. We in trouble, y'all, because, you know, these political political antics really make my ass itch. Just pay attention. Pay attention if you live in Florida. Pay attention to what your kids, you know, unfortunately, you might have to put your kid in private school or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is for these little babies in Florida, but damn it, I cannot wait for this motherfucker's term to be over. And I certainly hope he don't win the presidential elect. I mean, we ain't got many choices, but DeSantis, baby, you for fuck sure. I don't want you in office. He shouldn't, Theo. But you know what? This country is so racist that the shit that DeSantis is doing doesn't affect the 1% or, you know, so they don't care. Juanita said, if you were brought someplace that you were unwilling to go, you were made a slave. It ain't nothing immigrant about that because you did not choose to move by yourself. Yep, geeks and pedophiles. The term is cis woman identifies as a woman, etc. Nope, I'm a girl woman. Lady chick, not adding no cis nothing to that good. That's what I see, Cena. That's what I'm asking. Like, I'm a fucking woman. Like, why I gotta add cis? Like I said, I don't want to offend nobody, but can I just be a woman? You could be a woman too and call yourself anything you want to call yourself. But I don't change the dynamics of what's going on over here is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to change the dynamics of the LGBTQ. Please don't, just the same way I'm accepting you in your terms, please accept us. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. But again, I need to be educated about this topic a lot more. And then maybe it will make sense to me. Right? I don't have knowledge of everything. And the things that I don't have knowledge of and that I don't agree with, I just don't understand sometimes. So if anybody can educate me further on the transgender thing and why, you know, these topics or even topics like period and not being called a natural woman, I just want to know. That's it. Theo said, if he is chosen as a presidential candidate, I will actively participate in mobilizing people to vote. Theo, you are not lying. I will be right. I will be going to the that's a good idea, to the nursing homes. The fuck? Juanita said, now a lot of us are going to have to teach our children about slavery, about the past, and a lot of them don't even know about it to teach their kids appropriately. That part. I ain't no sis nothing. I'm just a woman. Yeah. You know? Well, I'm going to move to closure, y'all, but let me just say this. I find myself saying this often. We don't mean to offend nobody. Okay? That's a good idea, Theo. We don't mean that I could walk to my pole, but that's a good idea. Some people can't. That's a great idea. That's a great fucking idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. We don't ever mean, this show is not about purposely offending people. And I say purposely because there will be people offended, because some of the conversations that we have can be triggering, right? And there's a lot of people on here. We are people. We're not the same. We're not Stepford wives. We're not Stepford husbands. So we're going to have a difference of opinion. We're going to have a different perspective on things. And again, we say that this is a safe space, right? And so safe space meaning, we should be able to express what it is we want to express, knowing that we're expressing it with love, knowing that if you are on Coffee with Friends, you have committed to unlearning some toxic shit and learning some new healthier shit. And in the process of getting to that healthy point, we're going to have some difficult conversations. And people will have a difference of perspective. Right? And it will come across a bit harsh because on here, when we're typing, sometimes we read things based on our own perspective, based on our frame of mind, and sometimes we take it in offensively when it's not meant to be offensive, right? And so I really don't want to, keep having this conversation because this is supposed to be a safe space, right? We already all agreed that we are all different, and some of us are not. Some of us are early in our healing season. Some of us are still figuring out what we need to unlearn, what some of our toxic traits are. And in conversations, when people say how they feel about certain things, we're going to find out, what's triggering for other people on here, right? But again, we do it with love. Never to offend anyone. That's not what this show is about. I'm not running a petty show. I'm not running a gossip show. I'm running a show where we talk about difficult conversations and we move towards growth and understanding. That's it. Don't mean to hurt nobody. Okay. Valerie said, I'm glad that social media shows our history, how we were rich and own land that's covered by rivers, and how beautiful Africa is. Yes, Africa is beautiful. All right. I've never been. I want to go. So many countries in Africa that I want to visit. Let me get it together. All right. Oh, you about to join? If you come on, I'll stay, Angel. Because I'm open for some conversation. If you have something to say, I put the link back up there. Join in and let's hash it out before I close the show. Okay. Hey, Angel.
Hi.
Yes. What's up?
So I was going to change the subject a little bit, moving away from such. Well, I guess this is still kind of heavy. But it was something that I heard over the week, or I heard this last week, right? And I shared that Friday I had to put down
Yes.
my oldest dog.
And
Um,
yes, bless. So I'm so sorry.
and and this is what I wanted to talk about. What you just said. While I appreciate everybody's care, concern, um, the the kind of like the go to thing is I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry. I heard somebody, I can't remember who it was, but I feel like it prepared me for what happened last week. Um, he said, let's move away from, at least for himself, he was saying, I want to move away from people telling me I'm sorry or offering their condolences. He was like, I would rather hear congratulations. And he was saying, congratulations that you got to experience that person. Congratulations that you got to feel their love. Um, and I was thinking about Rocky, and I was like, I feel like I should be congratulated that I had the opportunity to rescue this dog when he was 2 or 3 years old. We don't really know how old he was when we got him. Um, but he had clearly been through some trauma. He was terrified of men, terrified of like vacuums, mops, brooms. So he's probably abused somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, but I always say, like, if I had to be a dog, I would want to be my dog, because that dog had it made, like home cooked meals, um, just like all the comforts that any dog would ever want.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel so lucky and blessed that I was able to give him that. I also, yes, it was Durand. It was Durand. Yes. I also feel lucky that I got to experience him too. Like, he was such a good dog. And even in his passing, um, he hated the vet, he hated the groomer. Anytime we took him to the vet or the groomer, I had to like walk to the back with him because he was not about to walk off with them, right?
Yeah.
And so when the doctor came in, he had cancer. Um, and with my last dog, Rosie, she had cancer as well. And we kind of waited until she stopped eating. She couldn't walk no more. And then that's when we took her. But Rocky had cancer in his mouth. And so it was like hanging out of his mouth. It was difficult for him to eat. And it just looked painful.
Yeah.
And I was just
He
like,
was suffering.
yeah, that's enough, right? But he was still walking around. He would run in the backyard and play and stuff. So when we took him to the vet to put him down, he was like in good spirits and stuff. But when the doctor came in, he was like trying to get out. Like he wanted to run. He was running to the door, pawing at the door, like, I want out of here. I want out of here. So that made it like really hard. But then I sat on the floor. They put a blanket down on the floor. I sat on the floor and he walked over to me and like climbed in my lap for cuddles. And that's when they administered the medication.
Mm-hmm.
And to hold
Good morning, Pat.
I'm sorry to get so heavy on here, but to hold him and give him that comfort in his last moments,
Yeah.
I feel so lucky to be able to give him that. Like,
Yeah.
he wasn't, by himself laying, sometimes dogs will go in the backyard and dig a hole and die. He wasn't alone. He was in my arms. And I just feel like I feel lucky. I know I'm sad and I'm crying, I'm grieving, like that's normal, but I feel so lucky to be able to give that to him. So
Yeah.
he was spoiled in life, and then he was even spoiled in his transition to death. Um, and so for that, I'm grateful. And that's all I wanted to share. Because I know y'all was thinking about me.
No, thanks for sharing that. And it is a great way of thinking about that, but it's also a dangerous one because everybody is not there. Like Deb said, that's great. Everybody's not there. It's funny that I remember telling this before on the show that when my grandmother's brother died, I said that. I was like, we should be lucky to have had him this long,
Mm-hmm.
have shared the love that we've shared with him.
Right.
And his daughter, who's older than me, cussed me the fuck out.
Yeah.
She cussed me out for saying that. And I didn't even say it to her. I said it to somebody else. And they went back and told their mother that I said that. And she was like, how fucking dare you say congratulations, or, at least we had him for as long. And I'm just like, he was my fucking uncle. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, why would you get upset? But some people, they don't want to hear congratulations. They
Yeah.
still condolences. So,
Hmm.
you know, it is a great way to think of it, though.
Yeah.
Especially when someone passes after having a long, beautiful life, right?
Right.
You know, but some people don't want to hear congratulations. Some
Yeah.
people are not ready. And so, Theo, you make a great point. Thank you for sharing, Angel. I appreciate that. You had a little tear in my eye because
I'm sorry.
I lost my two little doggies,
Yeah.
right? Um, Theo said, I think creating a safe space is hard because safe means something different to everyone. True.
Very true.
The main thing is remembering that the intent of your platform is not to make anyone feel bad. That part.
Hmm.
Right. That is the intent of my platform. Not to make
And
anyone.
I think
Good
I think
morning, Pat.
I think we typically tend to assume negative intent, right? Like when our feelings get hurt, we assume that this person did this on purpose. That
Yeah.
you are that, and I think that it takes a certain level of understanding to assume positive intent.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna assume that you didn't intend to hurt my feelings. Like, intention versus impact is a real thing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna assume that you didn't intend to do that, and then that helps me. And then hopefully it creates a space where you can explain, and help me understand where your perspective is coming from.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Hmm.
Because when we are triggered, we automatically go to the negative aspect,
Right.
right? We don't think, well, they don't really mean it that way. You
Yeah.
know, um, it's hard. That's true, Cheryl Lee. That's true.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, anyway, y'all, I mean, I'm again. So are you going to get any more dogs?
No, no,
Yeah.
no, no. I can't do that no more. I'm
I
done.
want, but not now. I
Yeah.
do want, but not now.
Yeah, it's gonna take me. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm still mourning, and it's been 3 years,
yeah,
and I'm still like, I ying ying. Like, I still
yeah.
look down to the floor for my doggy bed. I do.
Uh-huh.
And when I'm bored, I'm like, at least they gave me a reason to get up and go outside and walk their ass.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They're so special. And I always say, like, we don't deserve dogs. Like, they're so great.
That's true, Theo. Exactly. Because Zen
And-
is smart like that. That's
Mhm,
true. Zen
mhm.
is really smart like that.
He's
Exactly.
so
I think
good.
Zen is self aware. So he backs up the conversations so he's ready to have them. You're right.
And that's why I love having conversations with him. It's like he's so communicative
Yeah.
and so self-aware, and
Yeah.
then he's intelligent, and he's articulate.
And he's passionate. So
I
sometimes,
love it.
and I love how he steps away from a situation without getting out of control.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only once. We seen it one time.
Yeah, well, just one time, but he's human, right? We've all
Uh,
been there. And so Zen, if you're listening, we appreciate you. We love you, right? We know that you're
Exactly.
passionate, and you were, and we know that you did your exit because you didn't want to cuss us the fuck out. We love you. The fuck? All right. But the intent here is not to make anyone feel bad. So a lot of us on here are very passionate. And so in our passion, it comes across as aggression. I'm like that at work. They be like, Robin, calm down. I be like, I am not excited. I'm passionate. I'm not excited. I'm passionate. All right. Robert said the intent not to make anyone feel bad, that part, but that's very, very hard. It is.
Yeah.
All inclusion is necessary, if not a bunch of specialized group space. What did I type? My fingers are not working. It don't matter. We read around it.
He NPRI. I was like, I
Yeah.
thought that was another new, like a something new. I said, oh, I'm gonna have to Google that.
Right. Right. All right, y'all. So anyway, I'm going to move to closure of the show, but we have 16 more days to go, right?
Yay.
I'm so fucking nervous.
I
And
am too.
I don't know why the fuck I'm nervous.
I am so listen. I pulled out all my bathing suits. Jerry told me yesterday, he was like, Angel, no more. Don't
I
order
have 9.
anymore. Don't order anymore. And I'm like, okay.
You know why I'm bringing all 9? Because it really depends on my tan, which one is going to pop with my tan color, how I'm feeling, you know.
Yeah.
And so I got 9 to do it. I know I'm not going to wear them all, but they small enough to fit in there with no problem.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, they don't take up any
So,
space. Like, what is the harm? Speaking of tan lines, can you see this
mm-hmm.
from
Yeah.
fishing?
I was out in Coney Island yesterday. I don't want no tan
I
line.
feel like this is so ghetto. I want it to go with no tan line. So I don't know. Maybe
I'll go with no tan line. Lay out in your backyard.
that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll put sunscreen around the darker areas and lay out for a little bit to try and catch this up to that.
And if you don't, it'll even out day 1 in Mexico. Don't worry.
That's what Jerry said.
Don't worry. It'll even out in Mexico. I'm all fucked up with tan lines, but it'll even out in Mexico. Okay. Yeah. I know, Val, we're gonna have a good time, but baby, listen. I did tell y'all I was doing this, like I'm traveling, like I'm trying to organize this shit. And the more fucking people that's on board and at the last minute, like y'all are fucking up my gift bags and shit. Like now I gotta keep running the fuck around. You know what I mean? Like stop this shit. Like some people not gonna get shit if y'all keep coming last minute.
Is there fishing in Cancun? Can we go fishing?
Girl, we only there for 6 days.
I just want to do everything.
We got to figure it out. I don't know if there's fishing.
I want to do it all.
I don't know. We might have to do a separate fishing trip.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if we're going to be sober enough to fish in Cancun. I don't fucking know what the fuck is going to happen. I don't want nobody falling over no boats.
But we are going on a boat, though.
We're going on a boat to drink, not to fish.
Going on a boat. Right.
We're going on a boat ride. So that's the thing, guys. So I'm going to be I'm sending out another email. I'm going to ask Avia to chime in because I want y'all to book the boat ride. All right. So I'm going to send out an email. Today is day 16. Y'all should start getting your itinerary information from the agency. I'm going to text her today and remind her to make sure
on the app, right?
Yes, on the app.
I keep checking the app to see if she sent.
No, it's 15 to 21 days. So she's waiting for the company to send her all of our itineraries.
Okay.
Then she sends them to us, right? So it's 15 to 21 days before the trip. So we're in that space now.
Okay. All right.
We're 16 days away. So I'm going to text her today. I'm going to send an email out with the link to see if she could chime in and tell us how to book. Because I already have the app downloaded.
Me too.
So you see, but you don't see the Cancun stuff on there yet, right? So she has to add you. She has to add your email. So I'm going to remind her today to add everybody's.
Okay. And I signed up on the app with that email that she has.
Yes. Make sure it's the email she has. So you guys make sure who's going on the trip that booked through Travel Joy. When you download the Travel Plans app, you register with the email address that you gave the travel agent. Okay. Again, I'm going to reach out to her today. I need you guys to reserve the boat. As soon as the link is there and we're ready to reserve, we can reserve it and pay later. So I'm not stressing y'all for the $107 now. We can reserve and pay later. I just want to make sure that there's space for all of us on that boat. All right. So look out for my emails. All right. There are 3 people who are not a part of the group booking. So I got to figure out how that works on the app. Maria, Sai, and Cynthia, because they book separately, because they're coming the day after. So we're getting there August 10th. The 3 of them are getting there August 11th. And so that's fine. And so I got to see how I can get them added to the Travel Plans app, if she can add them. All right. The difference between booking with the travel, I just want to let y'all know, booking with the travel agent, I'm not making any money. You know, booking with the travel agent is not for me, right? It's me just having an organized way of getting everybody to the same place at, at a decent rate, as decent as we can get, as well as giving us group benefits. All of us get the same group benefits, whatever those group benefits are. All right. So if you booked outside of the group, that's fine too, but you will not get the group benefits, like whatever discounts they give you on the spa or whatever the case may be. You will not get that. I'm not able to add you guys, to add people that book separately to the group. I did ask, because I was like, what the fuck does it matter? They're at the hotel. Can they fucking add us to the group? But yeah, she asked the company that she worked for, and they were like, they would have had to book through the agency to get but they don't care. They might not be going for massages and shit like that, but they can still. Right.
I want everything.
I know. Me too.
Everything.
Rubbed on the beach. But I will have them on the email that I send out later today, and they will, whether they booked with the group or not, will be able to book the excursion through the same link that we can all book through. Okay, it's just via tour booking.
So wait, the boat tour is to Isla Mujeres?
Yes.
Okay, nice. That's what my girlfriend told me about it.
Yeah.
She was like, you need to do a day trip to Isla de Mujeres because it's beautiful, blah, 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 whatever. I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun. And then there's another option on there for us to do another day for all those that might want to do it. I don't want to spend you guys money, but one is a group trip that I'm saying we all need to go on, please, right, as a group. And then after that, it'll be optional. There's an ATV trip. There's other trips that people can do if they want to do pockets of trip on their own. Just keep in mind, we'll have a Coffee with Friends schedule, so you'll know what day and what time we're doing whatever for Coffee with Friends. All right. And so I'm so nervous, and I don't know why the fuck I'm nervous, but whatever the fuck.
I think I'm going to pack today.
Listen, my suitcase is right there.
I know. You showed the pig. I know.
What I gotta do is throw my cosmetics, that's why I don't understand how you carrying on, because what are you doing for suntan?
What do I gotta do?
You gotta have your suntan spray and your sunblocks and shit.
I'll get sunblock there. Because I like the aerosol, the spray, and you can't take that on the plane.
And that's why I said, how are you fucking carrying on when you got it?
I'm not taking it. You're
gonna buy it there.
Yeah, I'll buy it there, and then I'll just leave it there. I got some here. Like, how much is $10? $15?
You know what else is a good travel tip? Someone told me on the Virgin Voyages, husband and wife, they said they take their old stuff, their old deodorant, their old lotions, like stuff that only have a little bit left, and they leave it. They throw it in the garbage while they're there. So they come back.
I have travel containers that I just fill up. I have travel containers, and I'm super low maintenance. I need a little bit of lotion.
Oh, not me.
A little bit of lotion. I'm not bringing makeup.
I don't wear makeup, so I wear lip gloss. That's it.
I'm right. I'm thinking I'll bring a lipstick or a lip gloss, and that's it.
I need body oil. I need body butter. I need my own. Like, I bring my loofah thing with my own body.
Well, I do bring a glove, an exfoliating glove.
Right. My body.
And I use that everywhere I go. I buy big packs of them.
Yeah.
And so I take one, and then wherever I leave it there, like I just throw it out or whatever. So
what about your body washes and shit?
I don't bring that. I use what's at the hotel.
Really?
I'm so low maintenance. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I bring, but you know what? I do bring my kitty cat wash. Like, I have a travel size of my my wash.
Cena said you didn't hear a lot about DeSantis prior to him running for office. Well, I did, because my mother lives there. So my mother is always informing me what DeSantis is doing. Like, he's been a nightmare forever for Florida. But you're right. If you don't live in Florida, people didn't really hear about the fucking fuck shit he was doing until he decided to run for presidential elect. You're right. All right, y'all. I'm going to close, because I do want to say this, though, before I close. My 3-year project that I worked this weekend and did my last migration is done, y'all. I've been working on this shit for 3 years. And if if I have to go on a job interview and they say, what is your most challenging project? It's going to be this one. Like, this project, I had all the senior managers on the call. They were pinging me. They were giving me their phone numbers. And when it was over, he was like, one of the executives inboxed me. He was like, "You did a great job holding this together." I was like, "Motherfucker, give me
Wow.
the money."
That I know how this feels, and I'm so excited for you.
Girl, like it feels so, I mean, damn it. I feel so good. Like I missed the shit already. That's so crazy, right? Like
Really?
this fucking project drove me crazy. Now I'm sitting here like, what am I gonna do without it?
Have a fucking weekend?
I know. I
Yeah,
know. I know.
that's
I'm
so
so
exciting.
happy.
I'm so
It
proud
was
of you.
definitely an accomplishment because let me tell you something. I had given this project to another PM about 6 months ago because I got pulled into another big program. And he was one of the ones that got
You
laid
got
off.
laid off, I remember.
That. And
Mhm.
I almost cried. I was like, I don't want this fucking project. Like this project is like challenging my career. Like it's challenging my abilities to be able to execute on the project. And I got this shit done, y'all. So I'm just saying I'm celebrating me.
Do that shit.
Celebrating me,
Do
y'all.
that
Let's
shit.
see what bonus. Look, I get my bonus in August. Let's see what the fuck my bonus gonna look like. Let's see
Let's
if they give me,
go.
let's see if they give me above and beyond what's in my offer letter as my guarantee. Because I'm gonna get a bonus regardless, because it's in my offer letter.
You deserve it. That ain't no small
I need
feat.
extra bonus money. The
Oh,
fuck. Okay. No knowledge is gonna make me at darn near 60 decide I'm CIS. Nope. Heck no, not happening. Oop, y'all still on that. Y'all still on
she's
that
she
shit.
she's still there. She's still there.
But people
And
have
that's
feelings,
understandable.
Angel. People have feelings, and it's not right. It's like I feel like, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it here with love. I feel like there's a small population of people in the LGBTQ community that say stuff, and when the heterosexuals say something, we're being offensive
Or we're being transphobic.
or we're being transphobic. Is that fair? Is it fair?
I don't think
I'm
so.
gonna leave that here. Is it fair?
So
Like I'm all for LGBTQ, but be for me too.
right. Yeah. And
Be for
like
me
you had
too.
said something earlier, like I don't care what you call yourself, but why do I have to change what I call
I'm
myself?
calling myself.
I'm not telling you that you can't identify as a woman. I'm telling you that I want to identify as a woman, period. That's it.
But I'm not identifying as a woman. I am a woman.
That too.
But
That
why is that offensive for me to say?
I don't understand why it is.
I'm a woman naturally. Why am I offending somebody? That's not fair.
I don't understand it. I
Really
don't
don't.
understand it. And that was the why I made the comment that I made. It feels like we're being invalidated. That's how I feel. I feel like my womanhood is being invalidated. Like,
Not
oh,
that they're doing it on purpose.
right,
Not
right.
that they're doing it on purpose. They're just trying to tell us how they feel. But in lieu of that, we got feelings too. And we
Yeah,
should be able to express that.
yeah.
Right?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
I know. Theo said challenges are good. They show you what you can do and make you push beyond your comfort zone, baby. I've been
Um,
challenged all my life. I feel like Oprah Winfrey.
all my life,
Fucking purple. All my life I've been
I had to.
fight. What? But I love y'all. All right. Always move in peace and love.
Yes.
We're growing and we're learning. And I love y'all. Make sure you give me the thumbs up on your way out. All right. Thank you, Angel, for hosting. Thank you, Brandy, for hosting today. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to send y'all out on some positive vibes. Oh my God, 16 fucking days, y'all. I got to get my shit together.
That's like 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yes. Like I literally get my weave taken out Thursday.
I took my braids down
I
also.
see that. I get this taken out Thursday, right? And then I'm gonna wash the hair and prep it to be put the fuck back in the following Thursday. So it'll be in a week before the trip, so that I won't have a fucking headache from my weaves being too.
Right.
Yeah.
I
So
still don't know what I'm doing with my fucking hair.
you better do something, girl, because you ain't going like that, because you're gonna be mad.
I ain't going like this. I
You're
refuse.
gonna be mad. Like literally mad. But you gotta be bothered with your hair.
Yeah.
Robert said, how about the banger? Kim Brady Karika is trans fluid, but the news calls him a cross-dresser because trans doesn't commit crime. Sarcasm intended.
I don't understand.
What happened?
What is trans fluid? That sounds like something under the hood of a car.
I think that's a thing, Angel.
I don't know what it is. I don't know. Hey Siri, what is trans fluid?
Here's what I found from colorinstrument.com. Automatic transmission fluid, ATF, also known as transmission fluid or tranny fluid for short, is the fluid used in vehicles with self-shifting or automatic transmissions.
She bogus.
Okay, fuck Siri. Fuck Siri.
She bogus.
Fuck Siri. What the fuck was that? You said the fuck. It's gender fluid. Yes, that's it, Robert. Not trans fluid.
Oh. We ain't shit.
I didn't know, honestly. I
didn't either. I was like, I don't know what that is.
Theo said, when you communicate with an understanding of others' perceptions. Wait.
Is that trans fluid?
No.
Oh.
Is that?
I don't know.
Cheryl Lee said, yes, feelings and identities of who we are and what only we can do. Right, exactly, Cheryl Lee. Theo said, ignore that. I was trying to say communicating with an understanding of others' perception. Okay, it makes the conversation easier
to have. Yes. Okay, got it.
All right, y'all. I'm leaving because I want to leave before somebody fuck up and say something crazy. All right.
Bye. Love y'all.
Love you, Angel. All right. See y'all. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow because I think I'm going into the office tomorrow, but I'm not fucking sure. So if you see me, you see me, but I will definitely post in Discord if I'm not there. Okay, you were not answering the trans question. Okay, got it. All right, I don't know, but if you see me, you see me. I will put the update in Discord, so please look out. And I always put it in my story or in my reel that I'm going to be out of the office because I have to go into the office. You know what I mean. But anyway, y'all, happy fucking Monday. All right, today's conversation and topic was a little bit spicy and a little bit, edgy and triggering, right? It is very triggering because we're all trying to understand each other. But I always say move with peace and love, and always remember that the shit that we learned isn't always healthy, right? There's a lot of shit that we need to unlearn. And so this show is here to have those difficult conversations. And as Theo reminded me on here, safe space is, we use the term safe space, but safe is defined differently for everybody, right? What's safe to them may not be safe for me, right? But yes, Theo, thank you for pointing out the purpose of this show is not to offend anybody, but yes, to have the deep conversations, to understand how each of us feel, right? So that we can break these feelings down and we can share them across and we can learn from one another, right? All right, Angel, physical therapy. Okay, got it. Yes, peace out, Robert. Have a beautiful day. So I just want to say to y'all, remember to always move in peace and love, and just know we got a lot of unlearning to do, right? The fuck? It's all right. Just do it. And with that, even when you feel
low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still
and I don't. This is Coffee with Friends, and I'm raw to the bone. Hey, y'all, it's Monday. See you tomorrow, maybe. Move with peace and love. Get this message on the way out. Hustle hard. Hey. What?
To the system, I don't wanna be a slave.
I've been doing shit my way.
or the highway, and in the driveway is a nice way.
Hey.
Just do a climb, I invite pain. You never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain
anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, this belief. With the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. What?
Even when you feel low, you can still go.
And you can.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go.
Uh-huh.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
Peace, y'all.
Even when you're sitting on, you
I'm
can
out.
still go.
Hey.